Hey, I'm Eric with Fleming Traps. Today I'd like to show you the Berkshire disposable staking system. You can get these stakes already attached to the cable in a 12 pack, or you can either buy the individual stakes and attach your cable yourself. We have three different stakes. We have a standard stake, as you see right here. This is used in most any normal soil conditions, has a 15-inch wire attached. Then we have a heavy duty stake. This stake is a little bit thicker, a little bit more heavy duty for some of your harder clay type soils and also some rocky type soils. Then if you run into some real sandy conditions, we have a soft ground stake. It's a good bit larger stake, gives you a good bit more holding power, especially with the 30 inches of cable that you have. Now I'd like to show you how to attach the stakes to the trap and also how to set them in the ground. Now I'd like to show you how to attach your staking system to your trap. One way you can do it is you can take your cable, run it through the swivel on your trap, take your stake, run it through the loop on your cable and pull it tight. You can do it that way, or you can do it another way, which is really the way that I prefer. You can either use a quick link or you can use a J hook, S hook, whichever way you prefer. I have a quick link right here. All you do is you take it, put it through your loop, take your swivel to your trap, put it through there also. Tighten it down, then you're good to go. At that point, what's great about this is you can take it, unscrew it, and when you want to move your trap and leave your stake, you can leave it. This is much better than using the rebar stakes for the simple reason if you want to remove your trap, come back to the set at a later time, especially if it's a good producing set, then you don't have to go back through and drive another rebar stake in the ground and remove it back and forth. What I like to do now is show you how to drive this stake into the ground. We have our Berkshire stake driver. A lot of people ask me, well, what about just using rebar? You can do that, but the most important part is for it to have a tip, a pointed tip on it. It's very important when driving the stake because each stake has an indentation, hole, whatever you want to call it, at the very end. And what you'll do, you'll take your stake driver and place through that hole, and you'll have your two wings on each side. At that point, you'll take it and put it where you want to drive it into the ground. And I'm going to use a Groundhog 3-in-1 tool to drive it into the ground. When I drive it into the ground, what I want to do is I want to drive it to where your loop is just below the surface of the ground. And the reason that I do that, I have it just below the surface, is because we're going to pull up on this trap. And what we're going to do that for is the trap is in the ground just like this. When you pull up on the trap, what it does is it levels that stake out, and then it makes it much harder for the animal to pull up. Once I have it where I want it, then all I'll do is I'll move my stake driver around, and then I'll pull it straight up. At that point I have it ready to go. All I have to do is give it a good tug. That allows my loop to be just right outside of the ground. And then at that point I can bed my trap. Now if you have any questions about this system, please feel free to give us a call. We'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have, or you can visit us online at FlemingTraps.com. Thanks for stopping by.